Alright everybody, this isn't the first for Gunpla TV and HLJ, but it's probably one of the biggest, coolest things. We do have a kit pre-release, and it happens to be the PG Unicorn Gundam, and because we have it a few weeks prior to the actual release date, we thought we'd show everybody exactly what they can expect inside this box. And as you can see, the box is quite large. It's similar, I guess, to the PG Strike Freedom that came out, I think, 4 or 5 years ago now. You get this awesome image of the Unicorn Gundam's head on the front. And at the top you'll see, you got unicorn mode right there. That is quite cool. And I'll show you the size as well. I'm going to swing this around. So here's the destroy mode, and of course, a little PR here showing you what this kit can do. And I'll swing it around the other side, and there's the unicorn mode. I love the unicorn mode. And there's shows the weapons that you will find in here. And I'll give you a shot of the back of the box. Just that is enough to make me happy camper. So I've actually taken everything out of this box. There's nothing in it. It's all on the table in front of me here. Alright, there's a lot of stuff in this box, like I said. And the first thing we're going to show you is the manual. Now it's beautiful, of course, same as the box art here. And even the image on the back is cool. Most PGs, they'll come with 2 manuals, construction manual and another manual. This one's only got 1. It's slightly bigger in the A4 size, and look at the stuff they've done there. We've got some Japanese texts explaining things. Now, the top here, it says, Shiko Sakugo ga atte koso no kanzen. So it could mean, like, through trial and error, they got to where they could do it, where it's complete. I haven't read anything yet. It takes me a while to read Japanese, so I'll skip that part. But looking here, you can see they've got the first shots of the unicorn mode and the destroy mode, and they explain some of the gimmicks. Like, you'll find these things in other PG manuals, and also from the anime, some shots from the anime. Moving along, there's all the parts list, of course. Now, I wanted to show you what they've done with the manual, because it's really interesting. Well, first off, they have you build the base, but you can see this little pink outline right here. Whenever you are, if you're building the unicorn with the LEDs, whenever you get to a point where you're going to need to do some wiring or something, that will be highlighted in this pink box. And for people who don't want the LED set, and they want to build their unicorn without it, you can kind of ignore this section here. So when you're putting the stand together, you put most of it together, and then you can choose to actually wire it up or not when you have the LED set. And on the side of the manual as well, it indicates by this little pink strip whether you're going to be working with your LEDs or not. So you'll know ahead of time, as you're kind of going page by page, what you're going to need to do should you want to put the LED set in while you're building it. So I'm going to skip forward here. You can see, though, because they're having you build the LED set in the unicorn as you go, that there's a lot of pink, a lot of pink on this kit here, Psycho Frame pink. And the manual is, how many pages are we at here? 55. Construction ends on page 59, and then we show you the Unchained mode. This is the 3rd form of the unicorn. It's quite awesome. We saw it at the Gunpla Expo, and I'm looking forward to kind of opening this guy up when we get him built. And last page, of course, is the marking guide, and I've actually got the markings here. I'll show you as we go here, because I've got everything laid out. So I'm going to put this off to the side here. First thing I want to show everybody is, I suppose, the Psycho Frame parts. There's quite a few. Now, some runners are doubled up. J and K are doubled up, but H and I are on their own. And you can see, like, anybody who's built an MG unicorn at any point in their Gunpla lives, they'll recognize what they're seeing here. It's just now you're looking at it in 1/60th scale, and it's huge. It's awesome. So 6 Psycho Frame runners. Let's put these off to the side here and get the next part I wanted to show you. Now, when it comes to frame parts, you get a lot of runners, of course. You're building a full frame for this guy, and with the arms and the legs, there's going to be a lot of things doubling up here. So these are 2 stacks of just frame runners, and this is the newer polystyrene as opposed to the ABS. So, no, actually, sorry, this is ABS. ABS. For some reason, it feels quite light. So you're going to have a light kit. We actually weighed the box, and this ABS plastic, everything in the box together weighed 3.5 kilograms or so. So it's not actually all that heavy. And when you think about it, he doesn't have any monster backpack or anything like that. So that will probably explain why he's not as heavy as other PGs. So here is the white armor parts. You can see, you can obviously, you know what you're looking at when you see this. We have the legs here. This is all legs as well. Here's the 4 beam sabers you get. And also you're going to get your 2 pilot figures. Here's my mask and of course the head parts. So quite cool. Some of these runners are quite large when they put these out here. Really, really flexible. But when they start doubling up, they'll get a little smaller. I noticed that the way some of the gates are actually set up, some of these runners start to bend and crack. But don't worry, the parts are solid enough as they are. We got some thrusters here as well. We know this big piece from the back of the leg. I'm going to put the white armor off to the side here. I'll show you the other armor parts you'll need to use for your unicorn. So these pieces here, you can see we have the collar and the neck and then the bottom of the torso here. And there's the seat for your pilot when you put him in. And then you got 2 runners of the blue for his feet and his backpack. Assembly looks like it's not too different from the MG when it comes to the backpack. But of course, I haven't actually done it yet, so I can't say for sure. And when you are building your joints, you're going to need polycaps. They give you 2 polycap runners. And they give you 2 runners of this harder plastic parts that kind of lock the joints in. And they'll go click, 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 and kind of hold it more and more secure than a polycap would. So you're actually incorporating kind of both of these into your build. Next up, I want to show you the hands. This is the R runner. And I don't know if this is the exact same as the, say, for example, the PG Red Astray, but I think they're labeled R in that kit as well. And this is all one color, and of course it will bend, and you will be able to have your unicorn doing his various poses. This is really cool. This is the A runner. Now, obviously, we're looking at the antenna, right? Well, if I flip this around, boom. It's already painted with that gold inlay on the inside. You don't have to worry about laying any stickers down like you did with the MG or a decal. And in here, very, very, very closely, it's hard to tell, I hope you can get in there, that's the magnet. It's inserted in there. So when these things actually close together, the magnet will hold it together tightly, and then when you want to open it up, you just kind of pry it apart and you're good to go. For markings, this is not the version cost, so you're going to get the standard like anime version markings, but there's plenty of markings on this thing. And not too sizable actually, although you'll have the stuff for the shoulder and here in the shield. Those will be quite big. You're also getting foils. These will be for your weapons, I guess, the Gatling guns. Here's the eyes, of course. And we're going to get some some foil stickers here, red and silver. Now, I'm not quite sure where those are going to go. They might go on the underneath of some of the Psycho Frame areas, like we did with the new Gundam version Ka. I don't know yet because I haven't looked into the manual too deeply on that part yet. We get 2 beam sabers. Once again, very large, probably similar to the ones we get with most PG kits. And speaking of beam sabers and weapons, I want to show you the weapon stack now because there's a lot. So I'll start with these ones. Now you get these 2 runners. Of course, these are going to be for your Gatling guns. He's got 2 Gatling guns, and these will mount on his arms or kind of double up as well. They'll combine. You're getting your shield runner here. So this is very, very simple. I recognize these from the MG. A lot of it looks very, very similar, though I suppose it'll be a little bit different once you start assembly. And here's more weapon frames. Now, I imagine you can guess what this is. The WC runner is the bazooka, right? Bazooka, very large, comes in several sections. And this must be the beam rifle. The V runner looks to be the beam rifle. And ammo for the beam rifle is actually the 2 W runners. So you'll combine these and make yourself the ammo cartridges. Now I do have the base here. This is the last thing I was going to show you. You have the arm of it, of course, and I'll show you the size of this thing. There it is. You'll put this together and mount it on there. And this little tray will slide in, so like this way, and kind of just sit there. Now, for those people who are getting the LED set, it will come with more parts. You actually will build a box that will kind of sit in this, and we'll have the controls for the LEDs. Now, we saw at the Gunpla Expo there was a button and a switch, on off, and I guess the button changes the mode. You don't get those parts with the standard unicorn. That's part of the LED set. So for those of you who are not building an LED, you can kind of flip it around, I guess, and just kind of push it in this way, and you'll just have the straight flat base. So there you go. Everything is open. We are actually going to build this in front of the camera, and you guys are going to be able to get an idea of the PG Unicorn and what it's like before they arrive in your hands.